Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford of artloan.com. Pretty much every day I go to CSSBattle.dev and do the daily target and I record it. That's what I'm about to do right now. Oh, look at this guy. Look at him. Super fun, super fun, super fun. All right. I think we're gonna make it two elements here. So we're gonna put margins on the paragraph tag and create basically the outline of the rounded part and a square part, and then flop the second one on its side using rotate, and then we'll use a clip path, I think, to get rid of the part that we don't want. So let's do that now. Okay, step one, we're gonna do what? Border 30 pixels solid. This color. And we're gonna use and actually we do need the light blue on the body. So now we use margins. So I'm gonna add two more numbers, so all the margins that we need to put this into place. So top margin 30, 40, 50, 60, dead on. Right margin 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 82. Auto margin doesn't have any impact for us. And then this margin, what, 30? Let's make it 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 102. And that's where we stand. That's what we've made so far. Let's make it a little taller, 110, 120. Perfect. So now we have border radius, and we'll try 1 inch, 1 inch, 0, 0. Yeah, and that's gets us what we want. And now we have a second one. So the second one, I'm going to set a rotate 90 degrees. Now we can't see it because it's too far away. I believe we need a negative margin here. Minus 120, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200. And this is a lot of characters, but I believe to make that rotate work perfectly, I can change the transform origin to 0, 100%. Or 100%, 100%. Oh, I misspelled the word transform. Transform origin. There's my transform origin. Okay, so that didn't do what I want. If I do 0, 0, that's no good. So adjusting these margins. So really, I think I want to just leave 0 there. No, that's not true. Uh, I'm going to need to move these things around anyway. So let's remove that and not worry about that. And instead, we're going to do a translate to move these things around. So we go 10 pixels, 20, 30, 40. And is that right in place? I think that's fine. And then we'll do actually we do a mask. Let's do a mask. Linear gradient, 45 degrees, 30 pixels, transparent, and 30 pixels. No, I did that backwards. It's transparent, 30 pixels, and then I need a solid color, and red is the shortest, so I do 0. So there, you see that edge? So now we're going to move that mask 40, 50, 60, 70, 71. And that mask is removing that edge. Kind of nice. Now, are there numbers that we could use to, so that's 100% match. And I think we're going to take that. But yeah, you could do a clip path as well to hide part of that. Could you use other techniques? I'm not thinking of any, but I think there are some others that you could do. Replace and submit, and that's fine. I'm not doing any of the stuff that I would normally do, you know. But that's fun, and I like that shape. I like that shape. I can't say that I've seen quite that shape before in a CSS battle. I enjoy seeing unique and novel shapes. That's always really fun to do. I like the rotate. I I like playing with transform origin. It's got so many characters in it, and you can always use margin and a translate to do these things. But using transform origin is really useful when really making stuff on the web. Um, I'll show off my mixtapes. Um, so we look at these old mixtapes. No, we'll do yeah. So I've got this tool that kind of shows these off, and you can flip them around, and that. So this was an old file that that was a mixtape, and that it's kind of a neat little thing. But I believe there are transform origins in that code to alter where those transformations are coming from. And this image is literally 3 different divs that are skewed and in various different ways. Not true 3D, but transformed using skew and rotate. So yeah, that's fun. I don't. Sometimes I show off stuff that I made, but yeah. So, but transform origin for in light of this has an impact on what you end up doing. And I bet there's a transform origin value that would make it possible for me not to include a translate there. So, but obviously the negative margin that we've got here also has an impact. The other thing about a transform, so it's basically, so we do a rotate, and that rotate is around some point. So think of any object, right? So if the transfer of origin is here, then it's rotating around there. If it's in the middle, then it might spin like that. If you choose a hole like this bottom edge, maybe you get a transform like that. So, and then in theory, you could also move that transform origin out off into space. And so when you do the rotate, you do that. So it's more like a pendulum. So that transform origin has a lot of power over this humble rotate, right? So that rotate, so if you put that way off in space, then that rotate might go way crazy. So fun stuff, really fun CSS. I like playing with that stuff. I like having an excuse to do that. Definitely the kind of thing that you could create games out of, and interesting visual tools, little toys, gadgets, clicky things that rotate and spin. And I've got a um, rotating snowflake, random snowflake generator. That's on my site at the toys URL. So yeah, go make fun. This is how fun web pages are. Go make a web page, write some CSS, write some HTML. Even if you're just telling your own story, go do that, and you can add all kinds of fun stuff to it. All right, that's enough. Thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Go make a web page. Hey, and the people who went around the moon, they're back. That's so nice. All right, bye bye.